friends, thank you for joining me today. I'm Kim Betts and this is Kim Betts Floral Design. I'm so glad you found me on my channel here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be making a flower arrangement in pinks for a friend of mine who's not been feeling well. So what I'm using today is this low square vase. This is a floral cube. I use it a lot in my designs. And it's got a really wide mouth on it. So what I will need to do is put a grid on top of this container, and I'm going to use this clear floral tape, and we'll just tape a grid right on top of the container, and I'll show you. I'll move the camera and show you as I do that. But I wanted to welcome you. If you're new to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe so that you can follow me for all my flower videos. We talk about all things floral. So I show the tools that we use in floristry, and I show you the designs that I make, how I make them, and I answer all your questions that you might have. So let's get started. So the first thing we're doing is creating a grid on top of this wide mouth cube vase, and I'm using clear waterproof floral tape to do that. Basically, you just create a checkerboard pattern on top of the mouth of your vase. Make sure it's dry. Even though the tape is waterproof, it won't stick to a wet vase. It has to be dry. So that vase has no water in it yet, and it is completely dry. And I'm just making a checkerboard pattern with the tape right on top. That's going to hold my flowers in place so that they don't topple out when I start to insert them for the design. All right, and I'm just finishing up now with the checkerboard. I tried to speed it up a little bit so you wouldn't get bored sitting there watching me do the checkerboard tape. But now what I'm doing is I'm going around the entire outside edge of the cube vase, taping down all those little ends of the tape all around the top of the vase. Tape sticks to tape best, so the little tape ends could potentially lift up, and this just helps ensure that they all stay stuck down. Now you can see I'm just really pressing all that tape down. Make sure everything is just stuck down nice and firm to the vase. Mechanics are so very important. Take the extra time at the beginning to make sure that it's done right. And I'm just trying to show you here the top of the grid. I love this clear tape because it virtually becomes invisible, especially on a clear glass receptacle like this one. And now I'm going to add the water. After you get everything stuck down nice and secure, add some cold tap water with your floral food in it. So I've got the cold tap water already in my watering can, and now I'm just gonna add some flower food, and we're gonna give it a good stir. And get it all mixed up really well in there. And then I carefully fill my container about halfway filled with water. Remember, we still have to deliver it, so you don't want to top it off because you'll get water all inside your van. And I'm adding some pretty leather leaf fern here. Just kind of cutting it down and inserting it into the cube vase. I crisscross the stems in the water so that even the stems in the water are creating a nice grid for the other stems to lock into once I insert them. Leatherleaf fern, when it comes from the wholesaler, they must pack it in some sort of a sawdust or some sort of a powder, because you have to wash your leather leaf well before you use it. It's just covered in this like sawdust material. So I've already washed it all, and I'm cutting the ends at an angle, and I'm just inserting them in a crisscross pattern in my vase. And here we have some baby blue eucalyptus. This smells so good. This is the eucalyptus that people hang upside down in their shower for like a nice aroma. And we'll insert that later. I'm gonna save that because that's more of a line, and I'm gonna save that at the end to give us a nice line and an accent. All right, so what I'm doing now is my second layer, and I like to use cushion mum and carnations, sometimes hydrangea, to create that first layer after I green my vase out. So I'm using the mum. I'm just cleaning the stem because they come messy. Clean all the leaves off, and I'm cutting off the lower blooms and just making sure that I have everything clean. You don't want any leaves or debris down below the water line. So you got to clean your stem all up, cut off any little bumps or anything that might be on the vase, and then I just put it right down in the center. And I'm setting these aside. I'll definitely use those small pieces a little bit later. And oh, there's a carnation. It's frustrating, but it happens a lot. You'll oftentimes get a broken bloom in your bunch or in your box. And, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just toss it aside. And I'm cleaning the carnation stem off as well. And then I'm going to cut it at an angle and put it down low in the vase. Creating a nice base coverage for us, a nice layer that we can build our focal flowers on in just a little bit in the next step. And now we're adding some pretty pink lilies. These are focal flowers. So I add in my 3 lilies, the full stem, and it's just too much. That is like an explosion of lilies sitting on top of the arrangement. So I'm cutting one of the blooms off and I'm snipping it down a little bit shorter so that it can tuck down. I like it nestled down into the base of white mums underneath, and that looks much better. And now I'm going to take that shorter piece that I just cut and I'm going to stick that down right in the corner. And it makes a nice line of lilies. You can see the lower bloom, the bud, and then the upper open lily. And that's a really pretty line. So now we are adding some pink spray roses to our arrangement, and I'm just cleaning off the stems and taking off any petals that might be bumped or bruised. Really with spray roses, I don't have to do a whole lot of petal removal, just maybe 1 or 2 right on the outside. And then we're going to cut that short and tuck that right down into the arrangement. All right, so we've added some nice supporting elements to set those lilies up. The spray roses really frame it and highlight the lily. And these are Astromeria lilies, and these are going to do the same thing. We're going to fill up the arrangement and we're going to try to highlight even further the lilies, which are our main focus and the star of this arrangement. All right, now we're going to add some beautiful white roses. Now, white roses can definitely be considered a focal flower, but in this case, I'm using them as a supportive element, much like I do the spray roses and the Alstroemeria. I want the focus to be my lily,
So I don't want the white roses to draw from it, but to support it. So you can see I've cut them very short and I've tucked them down underneath the lily. Also, the color of the lily is dominant over that white color of the rose. So the pink is gonna naturally draw your eye. It's gonna pop more. And the white is gonna fade more into the background. So in this case, you can see that they're making a really beautiful supporting floral to the lily. Now, I often will wire my roses, but in this case, since I'm cutting them so short, there's no need to. Roses have a really heavy bloom, and if they get dried out at all, they will droop, and they're the first flower to go in an arrangement. But when you're cutting them short and you're tucking them down deep into flowers like this, you don't have to wire. All right, we're ready now for our next step, and I'm adding baby's breath. Baby's breath is just perfect for this feminine arrangement of pinks and whites. It's light, it's airy, it's delicate, and it lightens up dark spots in my arrangement and fills up any little empty spots that I see. All right, here we go. Baby's breath is all in. Look how pretty that is. What a difference that makes. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of baby blue eucalyptus in here. This is the eucalyptus that smells really good. And people put this in their showers because it just smells so aromatic. Cutting the tip at an angle and removing all those lower leaves so we don't have anything in the water. And this just gives a nice finishing touch, a nice vertical element to the roundy moundy arrangement, I call it. It gives it some nice form. And I'm using 3 stems here. And here we are, all done. Such a pretty, pretty arrangement. Perfect cheerful mix of blooms. The pink lilies, the white roses, the pink spray roses, baby blue euc, the leather, alstroemeria, and of course we have our carnations and mums as a base. Just very pretty. And we're gonna finish up with some crowning glory here. I always like to spray a finish on the blooms to help prevent dehydration, helps them last quite a bit longer. And what better way to finish than with some pretty sparkly glitter. This is some fine white glitter that I'm gonna just delicately sprinkle right while the crowning glory is still wet on the blooms. I'm just gonna dust it right over the top, and it just makes the prettiest finish. It's not heavy at all. I just dust it on, and when the light catches it, it just sparkles, and it's so pretty. Here we are, friends, the finished arrangement. Pretty, cheerful, pick me up, perfect for your girlfriend who's feeling a little down or just needs a little encouragement. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.